Hi Charlie, welcome to my 24th video poll analysis, where I break down and analyze the LinkedIn poll that I posted last week and that closed this morning. Now, I'm sure you're getting tired of hearing me talk about this topic, but the Super Bowl is the gift that keeps on giving in terms of generating engagement and votes on my polls. So I'm just going to come right out and say it. This poll question is about the Super Bowl once again. As you know, the Super Bowl happened 2 days ago on February 9th, 2025. So this particular poll was posted about 5 days before the Super Bowl, when interest in the game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles was at an all-time high. Of course, we all know how that game went. The Philadelphia Eagles absolutely wiped the floor with the Kansas City Chiefs. But before that, there was significantly more enthusiasm for the supposed close competition between these teams. Nobody thought that it was going to be a complete blowout for the Chiefs. So anyway, on to the actual question. It was, do you plan to watch the Super Bowl this Sunday? I specified February 9th, just to make sure that people knew what I was referring to. Now, this poll got 112 votes, which is substantially above my average of about 80 to 85 votes per poll. And the three answer choices were yes, no, and I'm not sure. Now, I was interested in how this distribution was going to turn out, because I know that my LinkedIn audience is not necessarily the most sports fanatic out there. They're mostly, white-collar professionals tending toward, middle age. This is not necessarily the prime demographic if you're trying to target sports fans. But anyway, 54% of my voters said yes, they do plan to watch the Super Bowl on February 9th. 30% said no, and 16% said I'm not sure. I freely admit that I was in the 30% no category. While I did watch a few minutes of the Super Bowl toward the end on Sunday, I was certainly not watching the entire game, not least because it seems like the players only play for a couple of minutes before there's yet another commercial break featuring another celebrity who's trying to promote a random product in a funny way. I must admit the commercials that I saw in the Super Bowl were a bit disappointing. But anyway, on to some statistics about the Super Bowl to lighten the mood and ground us in reality. 10 of the 30-second Super Bowl 2025 commercials cost more than $8 million each. So that was a pretty nice payout for the NFL, selling these spots for the 30-second commercials to about 70 companies. So good for the NFL for finding such a lucrative business venture, sticking to it, and making it so that the price of these Super Bowl ads increases every single year due to the perception that you can reach millions of Americans in just these 30 seconds. 103.4 million viewers watched the 2024 Super Bowl. That is 7% more than viewership in 2023. And in 2024, a 30-second Super Bowl commercial cost brands anywhere from $6.5 to $7 million. Since 2010, Super Bowl viewership has always exceeded 100 million, which is almost unheard of in this era of fragmentation, when there's so many other shows available, when you can literally delve into any YouTube niche that you want and find content that is curated exactly to your tastes. But the Super Bowl remains as one of the last kind of bastions of American culture that can appeal to a very wide and broad audience. 75% of Americans aged 18 to 34, that is my age range, watch the Super Bowl. I guess I could be included in this portion of the population because I did watch the last few minutes of the Super Bowl. I don't know if the question specified watching the whole Super Bowl or at least half of it or something like that. But anyhow, it looks like I am finally with the trend featuring my generation, which I guess is good. Fox, the 2025 Super Bowl broadcaster, sold out 70 ad spots for the Super Bowl in November of 2024. So obviously, a 30-second ad spot in the Super Bowl is in high demand. Brands start planning for these well in advance. They probably needed at least 3 months to film the commercial, brainstorm the idea, promote their featurette in the Super Bowl on all their social media platforms. So it's a whole ordeal, and you definitely need time and planning and resources and, I guess, innovation to make that $7 million plus investment into a Super Bowl ad worth it. So anyway, Charlie, I know you're probably getting a little tired of me mentioning the Super Bowl all the time. I promise there's only a few of these Super Bowl themed polls left, and then you won't have to worry about it at all until next year, when I will probably have to ask more questions about it just to stay with the times in February 2026. So anyway, Charlie, I appreciate you listening to my Super Bowl spiel, and stay tuned for tomorrow's 25th video poll analysis. Bye, Charlie, and have a wonderful day.